Real-life superheroes, written by Allison Hawes. What is a superhero? Comic book superheroes are lucky enough to have amazing powers, such as super strength or the ability to fly. Some have special equipment, such as the suits and accessories they wear. These things help fictional superheroes to make a difference. Real-life superheroes have a much harder task. They don't have any superpowers to help them. Instead, they must rely on inner strengths such as determination and bravery in order to help others. Comic book superheroes are just fictional, but there are real life superheroes who make a big difference in people's lives. A superhero is someone who makes a difference in the world, someone who is looked up to and respected for helping others. Changing the world. The real life superheroes in this book all put up with ridicule, danger, or abuse to make the world a better place to live in. The effects of their world changing work are still felt today. Some real life superheroes will even risk going to prison in their efforts to make a change. Emmeline Pankhurst was arrested several times as she campaigned to win the right for women to vote. Richard Martin. Fact file. Full name, Richard Martin. Date of birth, January 15th, 1754. Nationality, Irish. Died January 6th, 1834. Interests, horseback riding, sailing, and going to the theater. Worked as an MP, Member of Parliament. Famous for getting the world's first animal welfare laws passed by Parliament. Animals are entitled to be treated with kindness and humanity. Richard Martin. Take a look at the timeline. In 1754, he was born at Ballynanch Castle, Ireland. In 1767, he meets Samuel Parr. 1776, becomes an MP for the first time. 1783, fights a duel with a man who killed a dog. 1822, Martin's Act becomes law. 1824, SPCA is formed. 1835, Cruelty to Animals Act banning cruel sports is introduced. In 1840, Queen Victoria grants the SPCA royal status and it becomes the RSPCA. A love of animals. Richard Martin was the oldest child of Robert Martin, a wealthy Irish landowner. As a child, Richard was very fond of animals and hated to see them treated badly. A life in politics. Richard's father wanted him to be an MP when he grew up and sent him to England to be educated. When he was just 22 years old, Richard became an MP for the first time. Two people in particular inspired Richard's interest in animals and their welfare: his mother and one of his teachers, Samuel Parr. Richard was an MP in the Irish Parliament in Dublin. In later years, he was an MP in the House of Commons in England. Prepared to fight. As an MP, Richard was known for his great sense of humor, which often had the other MPs in fits of laughter. Equally, Richard was known for settling disagreements in his private life by fighting duels. Once, he fought a duel against a man who deliberately killed a friend's dog. Both men were injured in the duel, but Richard felt he had taught the man a lesson he would never forget. Wow, Richard is believed to have fought more than 100 duels in his lifetime. In the 18th century, a duel was an accepted way of settling an argument, especially between men from wealthy families. Handing out punishment. In 1794, Richard's father died, leaving his land to Richard. Richard also inherited the right to hold a local court on the land. Richard surprised his tenants by using the court to punish any of them who mistreated their farm animals. Richard usually fined his tenants, but sometimes he imprisoned them for a few days on an island in his estate instead. Richard wanted all the animals on his land to be treated kindly. In the 18th and 19th and early 19th century, some people were naturally kind to their animals, but many were not. Many people beat or starved their animals without thinking they were doing anything wrong. Changing opinions. During his career as an MP, Richard tried to persuade his fellow MPs that it was wrong to mistreat animals. He wanted them to support a law that would make cruelty to animals a crime. Richard wanted to stop cruel sports like bear baiting. At first, most people just laughed at Richard's ideas. Few people thought animals had feelings or needed any laws to protect them. However, like many real-life superheroes, Richard kept trying to change their minds. Slowly but surely, he got more people on his side. Richard Martin was often shown in newspaper cartoons with donkey ears. Outlawing mistreatment. It took Richard many years, but in 1822, when he was 68 years old, he finally managed to get Parliament to pass some of the first laws in the world to protect animals. These laws were known as Martin's Act. They made it illegal to beat or mistreat cattle and other farm animals. This was a great success for Richard and his supporters, but Richard wanted more. He wanted a law that banned cruelty to all animals. Richard accused a man of mistreating a donkey. He surprised the court by having the donkey brought into the room so that people could see the mistreatment for themselves. Royal approval. 2 years after Martin's Act was passed, Richard helped to form the Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, or the SPCA, to bring people who were cruel to animals to court. The society was so well thought of that Queen Victoria granted it royal status, and it became the Royal Society for the Prevention of Cruelty to Animals, or the RSPCA. This charity still fights for animal welfare today. One of the many people inspired by Richard was William Wilberforce, MP. William is better known for his campaign against slavery. However, he was also a great supporter of Richard's work and a member of the SPCA. Changing the face of animal welfare. As a result of the work that Richard began, anti-cruelty laws and animal welfare groups were introduced around the world. Millions of animals have benefited from his determination to make a difference to the way they are treated. A year after Richard's death, laws were passed banning cruelty to cats and dogs and cruel sports such as bear baiting. This is the end of the first chapter. Please make sure that you take your notes and complete the quick check.